Hi everybody, welcome to Time Management is a Love Language Part 3.
Today we're going to talk about the big picture, the scope of the entire degree. I had an interesting conversation with a colleague this week, and he expressed regret that he and his spouse didn't have a group like Marriage by Degrees when he was doing his PhD. He told me that half of the people that he went to school with were divorced before graduation, and the ones that made it through graduation, half of them were divorced within the first 2 years after graduation. And he described this scenario where the demands on the schedule and just the overall rigor of academic life, both pursuing the degree and after the degree pursuing tenure, just drove a wedge between him and his spouse. So we're lucky to have this group, and we want to really develop great communication skills and great time management skills to help with this.
So today we're going to talk about targeting and strategizing about the big picture, not only how long your degree is going to take, but even throughout a semester. And the summer is a great time to learn some of these good habits that will serve you well during the academic year.
That's right. The planning really begins, in some cases, choosing which degree you're going to pursue. I know for us, I had the option of getting an EDD, which would have put me on a career track to work in public schools and maybe ultimately be a principal or something like that. And I would have been able to go to school at night and during the summers.
Wow.
I could have had a job during graduate school with benefits. It would have been fantastic. Why didn't we do that? We didn't do that. We decided to go for the DMA. We performed together. Rhonda could sort of be built into my research and creative activity. That was fantastic. But that made us decide we are going to get this degree done as quickly as possible. That was a big goal.
Mm-hmm. So not only how long is the degree going to take, but just talking about different hot zones.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
Hot zones being times where the needs of the family and the needs of your relationship don't mesh with the needs of just finishing and getting through the degree. And that can cause a lot of pressure and a lot of anxiety. And if you hit those zones unsuccessfully enough times, it's going to really tear down the trust and the confidence in the process and even in your relationship.
That's right.
So what we want you to be equipped to really have victories through these hot zones. Think of a Pac-Man game. Remember Pac-Man? Waka, 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 waka. He's eating the little dots, he's clearing the maze, and he encounters the blue ghost. Waka, 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 boing. And he gets more points for eating the blue ghost. But then, waka, 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 he encounters the red ghost. Waka, 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 boo, and he loses a life. That's the hot zone, when you're not prepared for those points of tension, scheduling conflicts. When you're not prepared, it really takes a toll.
Let's talk about those ghosts just a little bit, okay?
Okay.
You know, like proposals, recitals, deadlines, finals,
dissertation prep.
comps.
And for the family, oh, by the way, I planned us a family vacation in July. Oh, by the way, there's a family reunion we need to go to. It's like, oh, by the way, I got to finish this degree, right?
That's right.
And it can cause friction if you're not prepared for it. So the key is to talk about things in advance. Get used to doing that and planning for them. Because what will happen is, once you start to navigate some of these hot zones successfully, you'll actually get more confidence. You'll be making emotional investments not only in the process but also in your relationship.
That's right, and that gives us more confidence, looking out for each other, what each other needs. You know what might be helpful? Let's talk about the summer, the second summer.
Summer number 2. Okay, that's good. We found out right before summer session started that they were going to offer more graduate coursework during the summer. And this was good news because it meant that we could finish the degree in 3 years rather than 3 years plus a semester. But it also meant that I had to go to school during the first summer term and the second summer term.
One of the things I wanted for our kids that summer was to get them out of the city and to show them a little bit what it was like to grow up for me as a kid in a small rural town, and to also spend some time with my mother, who was ailing at the time.
Yeah. And so, how do we navigate that logistically?
Well, Mom was a great sport, and we loaded up the van, and the girls and I went to Iowa. Randy drove us to Iowa from New York, and we
Yeah, I
stayed
remember.
with my mother for 3 weeks, and it was free, which was really good.
It was
And
great.
then Randy had flown back to New York. He flew back to Iowa, loaded us up back in the van. We had a short family reunion, spent 2 days on the Mississippi camping, and then we drove back to New York. It was
Right.
great. And then he started Summer B.
Right. It was intense, but it was really great. So essentially, I dropped them off in Iowa for 3 weeks. During that 3 weeks, I practiced, I studied. I had 3 recitals to prepare in addition to the 2 courses I was taking over the summer. So it took some pressure off of me, although I missed them. It did take some pressure off of me, and I was able to be very productive. They were able to have fun. We were even able to have some fun and make some memories together.
That's really important. You need that. And as you communicate about that, you're building currency, you're building trust that you're looking out for each other, and you're looking out for the big picture. So we have one assignment for you this weekend.
Easy breezy.
Easy breezy.
Sit down with your spouse with the beverage of your choice.
And talk. Talk about what's important for you this summer. Listen to what's important to your partner this summer, and decide together how you're going to meet each other's needs this summer.
This is going to be great. And we hope that you will drop some comments and let us know about how your conversations went. Thanks, everybody.